You're very welcome back to Soccer Cards United for episode 101, our first Thursday episode that isn't an episode of Postcards United, and it's quite fitting that on our first episode that's not a Q&A show. There's a lot of questions coming up, and there's one question on everyone's mind this week in the hobby, especially in the European hobby, which is, what's this stuff going on with Tops Now parallels?
What's happening?
If you've spent any time on hobby Twitter and to a lesser extent Instagram this week, you would have seen the fallout and the many pictures of envelopes in various stages of undress, parallels that people apparently did order, didn't order, did get, didn't get. And you may have wondered, what's going on with these Tops parallels?
How does one man have every one of one?
Well,
potentially.
We'll get to all that. But so, for anyone that doesn't know, it has come to light. Well, it's been talked about for some time, but the scandal has come to a head this week, where it now seems that for quite some time, the vast majority of Tops Now parallels of certain Tops Now cards, a lot of Tops Now cards, are ending up in the hands of a very, very small group, or maybe even one man, or one group of men. Or women. This could be, this is a completely ungendered investigation.
It could be anything.
Could be anything. So it all kind of came to a head on the Twitter feed of Panenka Cards. When if you have Twitter and you're listening to this podcast, I'd recommend you go to Panenka Cards Twitter right now and scroll through, and you will see tweet after tweet of stuff going on. Yeah. Hi Enzo, by the way.
Hey Jason.
How are you?
Sorry, I'm good. I just went onto the UK Tops website just to read, like, what's the fine print, what's the wording. I want to have an understanding.
Right. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We first got our attention drew to it because of a tweet from Panenka Cards on August 24th, which says, I didn't order any of these. Were my Celtic parallels removed and replaced with Lewandowski? And then what followed was a picture of a bubble mailer, apparently torn
and... screen or not?
Huh?
Is that on screen?
Oh, sorry, it's not on screen.
There's YouTube people too.
Apparently torn and then resealed. And inside, you have these Robert Lewandowski parallels to 99. 46 to 90 of 99 and 45 of 99 in sequence.
That's important.
And Panenka Card says that he didn't order
and
these.
They're from 2021.
They're from 2021,
so
and they just came through the letterbox.
They would have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be out now.
So it's all very confusing. And next thing we know, Soccer Cards community says that he's sent Tops an email about this.
Yeah, so this has been raging on for a while.
I've
heard rambles of it, and but I didn't actually see it to the extent that we just...
It all came to a head this week. So Soccer Card community sent then Tops an email, which we'll now read. Hi, I'm writing to request details on how you make the draw for the parallel products that you can win after purchasing Tops Now cards. I have recently seen some results which have undermined my confidence in the process, and I'm looking to verify and better understand how it is conducted. Could you please provide details on how the draw is made and in which format, how you record the results of the draw or ensure that it's verifiable, whether you record details of to whom these cards should be sent, and any process to ensure the cards are not sent to customers and the cards are sent to customers, not, for example, lost in the post. How many entries each purchase entitles you to. I am grateful for your time in addressing these concerns. Look forward to reply in due course. Best wishes. That was sent to Tops customer service.
Yeah, and can I just say, the details he wanted are details that I think everyone should want. That should be...
Yeah, so there's these questions raised, and so Soccer Community took it upon himself to... This is not something that he ordered parallels and then get them. He just has questions and he wants them answered.
Yeah.
Fair question. Fair questions.
Now, if I'm Tops customer service, I'm not necessarily...
You're going, what's this about? What order number is this about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But fair questions, though.
Fair questions, which do not really fall under the purview of customer service.
No, that's what I'm saying.
So Tops customer service gets back and says, Dear Paul, thank you for your email and interest to our collections Tops. So that's just autofill. We'd like to inform you that we are unable to provide this information. Thank you for your understanding and your patience. Right. So that was one example of many, many, many people who are now trying to get a hold of Tops to explain how these Tops Now parallels are drawn and who gets them.
Because a lot of people only buy Tops Now for that parallel chase.
So
it makes sense to...
Now, it's important to say, I think, that these Tops parallel chase, how's it phrased on the website?
It is phrased. So here we have for the Lee Buchanan, first goal for Werder Bremen.
Yeah.
It just says, look out for parallels with lucky orders. You can look out. I know where to look.
So that you've got to idea where to look for the parallels.
A decent idea where to look.
So in the fine print, there is no fine print because this is not, as far as I understand it, a lottery in the legal sense.
Yeah.
This is look out for parallels with lucky orders. There is, as far as I understand it, the questions like how is the draw made? How do you verify the result?
The one thing that jumps out to me is how many entries does each purchase entitle you to? There's no system. That's
describing a legal lottery, and legal lotteries are regulated in the UK by the Gambling Commission. That would be be a raffle. So I don't think it's not. There's no sense, in my opinion. One of the questions I have for Tops straight away is this a lottery in a strict sense, or because there is a kind of implied thing that the assignation of parallels is arbitrary. Because if it wasn't, then it would be a lottery, and if it was a lottery, then it would be a regulated thing. Exactly what I'm saying. So this in the background of all this is the whole nature of the hobby, and how much of it is gambling, how much of it isn't. Because from what I see now is that what Tops are doing by saying buy somebody, you have a chance at this, is basically getting people to buy more under the promise of a fair chance of something. But they obviously can't go too far with it because
they've never really said it was a fair chance.
Yeah,
look out for parallels with lucky orders. Yeah.
So how we took that and how they meant it there seems to be a widening gap as this goes on between what people assumed was happening with Tops Now parallels,
which was that there was some system in place, there was fairness within that system, and everyone had an equal chance depending on what you got. Yeah.
Now, if you want, people can go through all of the Twitter stuff, all of the Instagram stuff, and I think Liam called it the Panenka Papers. He was the first one to coin that phrase.
Panama Papers, the Panenka Papers.
And it's a collection of various people's experiences with various Tops Now orders. Yeah, makes for interesting.
We used to be really big, especially me on Tops Now.
Yeah,
and then I eventually just stopped, and it wasn't a case of I'm not getting parallels, so I'm stopping. I never got parallels. I think I got one of the lost rookies. I got one parallel, but I was just buying it. I remember my biggest one was 300 Amad Diallo's after he knocked Milan out of the Cup, Europa League. But then I kind of fell off it just based on the kind of realization that once a Tops Chrome comes out, that took on, because I was buying the rookies, not the moments.
Yeah.
So in that case, we really haven't been paying too much attention to it.
No.
And it's kind of come to a head.
It's come to a head, and so people have asked us to cover it, and so we're covering it. If you have no...
see so much information.
Huh?
It was so fun to see so much information.
Yeah.
It wasn't scraps, it was really large, substantial plots.
And so, if you're not interested in this, by the way, this is going to be the whole episode.
The full episode.
So if you're not interested to hear us speculate over what's going on or
speculate, there's a lot of
speculation to be done.
A lot of speculation, but there's also a lot of
facts.
Certainties. Yeah, there's a lot of facts. It's not all...
So... Look, we could go through each individual person's experience, and we could say, well, in this order, this happened. But actually, we've put in the time before the show, pre-production.
This is the first time we've ever.
Yeah, such is the seriousness of this that we've prepared before the show,
and the seriousness of episode 101, the first time an episode number has iterated, not being a Monday.
Yeah, in the same week.
Two back-to-back sequential episodes. Let's call them.
Yeah,
it could be a blockbuster.
Could be. So. What we've done is we've gone and gathered a series of things that have happened.
Yeah.
Which we now like to share.
Yeah. This is what do we actually know is going on
with parallels, and we clue parallels. We're saying Tops Now parallels.
Project
22 parallels.
Lost rookies. Any print on demand.
Loose
single cards.
Yeah. So we're not saying that this is happening across all of them, or that each of these things has happened across all of them, but across all of the various print-on-demand with parallel chase products, the following has happened, and we have verifiable examples of this stuff happening.
Yeah.
Right. So number one, like in the case of Panenka cards that started this whole thing as far as the show is concerned, people are getting parallels of cards they never ordered.
Okay.
So, yeah, so in that example, this is a parallel from a card that was released in January 2021, turns up on Panenka's doorstep on August 2022. So this is a card never ordered.
Never ordered, but got.
Right. 2, people are receiving packages that have quite clearly been tampered with. Right? 3, people are receiving packages that have quite clearly been tampered with containing parallels of cards they never ordered.
That's like...
So...
The two of them previously happening, it's like there's so many... But happening together...
Yeah, so...
Is a bit...
We can all... Like, throughout this whole thing, we're going to try and keep... Reason in our...
I'm going to try not curse once.
That'd be fantastic.
Listen, I'm doing my best.
But, like, you know, a lot of things can be attributed to human error. But what we're trying to do here is show a pattern of very unlikely things
happening
that suggests something is linking them all.
There's a deeper, darker criminal link.
So, if people are getting parallel cards that they never ordered, that sounds...
Cops could have leftover parallels that they're just being nice.
Leftover parallels,
could be mistakes being made.
Yeah.
Those are very, like, possible things.
Yeah.
I would say.
People receiving packages that have clearly been tampered with could be happening at any step in the
distribution channel.
The
supply chain.
The postman could be opening your package on his way up the road.
Yeah, going, this is from Top Semi, just...
Tapes it in your garden and puts it through your letterbox.
Absolutely. Possible. That's absolutely possible.
That's absolutely possible. And in fact, in terms of certain countries' post offices, Germany, we know that does happen.
Yeah.
However, those two things taken together implies that something's going wrong at a crucial part of it.
Yeah, the fact that it's like it's been tampered with and there is a parallel in it that you've never ordered. So that means someone could have access to parallel that are tampering. You're
kind of imagining what that paints a picture of for me is you have a sealed envelope that is at some point left to be delivered, which has in it parallels of cards you did order. The package is then tampered with. Those cards are taken out and replaced with cards you didn't order, and then the package is resealed. That's what those two things...
Which is bizarre.
Unless the parallels that were taken out were more desirable than the parallels that were put in.
I'd like to know, is there tampered packages that don't have parallels? Like, do they know which sealed packages have parallels in that scenario?
I don't know.
Do they open every hundreds of thousands of packages?
Oh, you mean, does the person that's opening them in that case...
already know where the parallels are?
Well, it does imply that, because otherwise it'd be impractical. They couldn't open every single...
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So the person who theoretically would open the package would have to have access to information of what's contained in the package, which they could do if they had access to the orders and the name on the package. Interesting. So, what else do we know is actually going on?
But do you think the postman could open it up and go, Lewandowski parallels, and then tape it back up? Think that's likely?
It's not likely, but that is something that could happen.
Okay.
There could be a situation where somebody puts the wrong parallels in an envelope, sends it, and then later on in the process somebody tampers the package and discovers the wrong parallels are in here.
This is from 2021. I don't want Lewandowski.
Hey, these aren't the
he's at Barcelona.
These aren't the parallels he ordered.
Yeah, and then looks it up. So it's all
so we don't know, right? We also know that there have been cases of empty yellow envelopes. So yellow envelopes tend to contain the parallels. Empty yellow envelopes turning up people's houses, which were supposed to contain Top Snow parallel.
Can I say there was that kind of period where when I first got my parallel, I ordered a stack of 20, and instead I got a stack of 19 and then one parallel, right? But then as time went on, it actually became that was a separate shipment.
Yes.
You got your Tops now,
then you got your parallel.
Then your parallels came. So in that case, if you're talking about potentially stealing parallels, it's easier. Whoever suggested that, if we could just put them in separate envelope, that's easier to. But why would you ship an empty envelope? But well, that makes no sense because I don't know I'm getting a parallel. This is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know I'm getting a parallel. Why would you still ship me an empty package? I didn't even know I was getting it.
Well, what that would imply is that everything was going right until it was shipped. And then somebody, so if you imagine...
But if I, say for example, I don't know what point, if I got it and robbed the contents of it, I would just take the envelope, put it in the bin. I don't need to ship it.
No, that would only be if you weren't doing it systematically.
Okay.
You can't have See, if packages are going missing...
But these are packages that you didn't know was happening.
But the company knows they sent them.
They need the tracking. They need it to say delivered.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. So, what else do we know? We also know that people are being approached with seemingly improbable lots of parallels to buy privately. So we've had a couple of examples coming through various channels, and and this is one that we know it's happening, but we can't give you lists and lists of people being approached and saying, "Hey, I have I have 10 of these parallels. Do you want to buy them all?"
And that'll be like numbered to 15, and there's 10 of them for sale.
Yeah.
Like 1 of 15, 2 of 15, 3 of 15, 4 of 15, for example.
Yeah. And so your reaction as a potential buyer is, we've seen this reaction, people go, how did you end up with all those parallels? And most people avoid those. So we know that there are parallels out there that are trying to be sold.
Yeah.
On the black market, as it were.
No, literally.
Not being sold openly.
If you pictured yourself having all 99 or having 70 of the of 99 parallels.
Of a certain card.
So I'm here, I have a desirable card that came out.
Yeah.
Right? And I have 70, numbered 1 of 70, no, 1 of 99, 2 of 99, all the way to 70 of 99. So I have 70 of them.
Yeah.
That would actually be difficult to sell. Even if it's desirable.
Yeah.
If you put it on eBay, looks very suspect.
Yeah.
And just in general. So that's actually hard to do. So I think we have someone that has lots and lots of parallels that's actually worth money, whatever, but they're also difficult to move.
Yes.
And so they're approaching people that they know are interested. I know this person's a Chelsea fan. I'm going to reach out to them. Hey, I have a 1 of 1. I have a 1 of 5. I have a 1 of 10. And then if they buy that, oh, by the way, I have 80 of 99s if you're interested in that.
Correct.
And that's the kind of stuff
that's what we're seeing. We're getting these reports from the streets. Okay, now, this next part.
Now we get into some.
I'm going to actually leave that for now and go to the next bit.
Okay.
Because this is like a
zoned in
thing.
Okay.
That I don't, because so
that was what we know is going on.
That's what we know is there are some phenomena that we have observed
happening.
So we need theories to explain them.
Yes. Because
one of the things that we kept seeing on, ideally Tops would just come out, and if anyone from Tops is listening to this, please get this together and issue a statement, because
it is important. People
are on social media and they are just shouting about random things that have happened, and what we need is an explanation.
Yeah, and a solution
going forward here, because it's a lot of confusion out there right now. A lot of hurt in the community.
No, this is one of them ones.
So we have some theories as to how all of this parallel stuff might be going on, and pretty much every theory here has been advanced at some stage by someone in the community. Someone goes, well, clearly what's happening is, but there's so many of them.
The what's going on need the one before that you're skipping?
No, because
okay.
Yeah, because this would point to some of these.
Okay.
So right. So how is this parallel stuff going on? So option 1, the most obvious option, is that Tops, Mr. Tops, UC Michael Eisen, whoever it is now, whoever's running Tops as an official policy are hand selecting who gets parallels, and they're making sure that certain people get looked after for certain reasons. We don't know. We know Tops are making the decision, but we don't know who's getting the parallels, and we don't know why.
Okay. So there's a logic to it that, again, doesn't point to just an even distribution that is random and lucky. There's kind of like, this person is this, or this person is that. I know that person, and that's the kind of way it's being.
That's like the kind of like type A conspiracy, which is people in Tops are sitting around having meetings saying, who are we giving
the 101 to?
The 101 to this week? And by the way, are you going to the Christmas party?
Yeah. Okay.
So is it being openly discussed in Tops?
So this is speculation.
It's just speculation. That's one option.
Number 1 of what we have 7.
Yeah. I personally
don't imagine it.
Don't imagine that. I don't think that's what's happening, but it could be happening.
And that's why it's on the list.
That's why it's on the list.
Okay.
2, a rogue employee within Tops is manipulating the process at some point to direct certain parallels to certain people.
Okay.
So the difference between 1 and 2 is the same thing is happening, but this guy, whoever it is, if it's someone inside Tops, can't talk about it with other people, doing it in secret, and his fellow employees don't know.
He's saying you own a Christmas party, but that's all he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, are you coming to the Christmas party? Yeah, I just have to go down to the warehouse for a second.
Back in a second.
And do something.
Okay.
So
in that case, you're talking about an employee risking their job.
Yes.
Because if it's company accepted policy as number 1,
then there's no risk.
Everyone's chatting about it.
Yeah.
this is like you're risking your job.
Yeah.
Now, parallels could be very lucrative.
Somebody sticking their neck out for a little side hustle. Somebody skimming off the top.
Skimming off
the tops.
That could be the name of the episode.
Skimming off the tops is very good. Right. So option 3 is someone in the distribution chain / manufacturing chain is stealing parallels and is covering their tracks by mixing up what people get. So somebody, whether it be involved in the printing, whether it be involved in the distribution, the post, this could be literally anyone who drives any of the trucks along the way. Anyone who ever sees or touches the card could be stealing them.
Yeah.
And
like that's if someone has their finger on the pulse, they know what Tops is, Tops Now. They know, like, there's enough information there for you to speculate. But again, with the volume of orders, you're again talking about systematically. If they're already sealed, going through them and figuring it out. So
that would involve there's somebody out there who is doing this and covering it up. Because in that case, Tops don't know that this is going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
The other option is that somebody in the distribution and manufacturing chain is stealing parallels, and Tops do know, and Tops are covering it up by mixing up people's orders, which would explain why people are getting parallels they didn't order. We have to explain why people are getting parallels they didn't order.
Could just be a kind gesture.
Could just be a kind gesture.
Because I like to think some of them, especially on of 99 of Lewandowski from a year ago, maybe they didn't sell. I don't know. We can check the print run. Like, maybe they just sold 1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like,
maybe they just sold 100.
But in that case, you're saying Tops are covering it up. What do you mean? Like they're
what I mean
where
is
someone's stealing and they're covering it up versus stopping it, or do you mean?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, imagine this person along the distribution chain. Let's just say it's the postman, because that's the easiest one to do, right? And who needs...
like Johnny the postman's a dodgy person.
They're saying, like, oh my god, this stuff keeps going missing. Like Johnny the postman's stealing it. They don't know.
Okay.
They don't know who's stealing. They just know somebody's stealing.
People are emailing saying I don't have stuff.
Yeah, and Tops are going, okay, there's some problem out there. We're not sure what it is, but do you know what? Let's just
the leftover parallels from that.
Let's just send stuff to people.
Shoot them out.
Yeah. So in that case, Tops do know something's wrong. They don't know exactly what's wrong.
They're trying to amend it,
and they're trying to kind of just keep the party going without stopping the process.
Yeah. Okay. That's number 4.
Number 5. The collation process, so the selection process of who gets parallels is supposed to be random, but it has some sort of technical fault. It's glitching in some way that either nobody has noticed, or nobody can fix, or nobody cares about.
So you mean, like, for example, if it's randomizing addresses or something, someone's address could auto fill in as soon as it comes up, like that.
Yes,
and the very first address is always the one that gets.
Is always the one, yeah. Or like for whatever reason, like just sometimes there's like a ghost in the machine.
Okay.
That would be just a classic thing of this doesn't work, but we're not fixing it because we keep calling the guy, he never comes. Like maybe there's something wrong with the collation machine, and the collation guy is like, yeah, I'll get to you when I get to you. I'm going around the world fixing.
I'm collation hobby boxes.
I'm really busy. Just relax. So in that case, Tops do know about it, and are hoping we don't know about it. Not great. Okay, option 6. The collation process is actually truly random, and the way the universe works is funny sometimes, and we're all just trying to assign meaning where there is none. This is all just a statistical anomaly,
the likes of which no one has ever seen.
It's incredibly unlikely, but mathematically it's not impossible, so therefore,
the 1 in 7 billion chance.
Yeah, we're all going crazy because this seems extremely unlikely, but that has, that's just a pure mathematical argument, which is not impossible, therefore, I almost cursed. It's not impossible.
Oh, yeah. Now, we know this goes back to 2021, early, or 2020.
Yeah. Then option 7 is some combination of all the above.
Okay. So that's you saying something on that list is happening.
Something on that list is happening. Not great. The questions that come out of that list, for me...
What's going on?
Yeah.
You know what could be causing that to go on?
Yes.
And now what questions are you...
Well, I think there's 2 categories of kind of theories that I like to know which one we're in, which is there's the theories in which Tops know what's going on, and the theories in which Tops don't know what's going on. And that's where Tops have to start, I think.
But can I say, like, after we got all of the evidence that we got and all of the information we pulled together, people have been obviously sending a lot of emails to top, so the idea of them not knowing what's going on is half out the door, because maybe they didn't know what's going on and it's happening, but they've definitely got enough emails, they've got enough questions.
No, I know. They know now.
I don't know, but I'm saying this has been going on for maybe half a year, you know.
Yeah.
But
so
they know
well,
now.
I'll rephrase.
Okay.
Do the people...
That
the question is, high enough up in tops.
Do they know?
Do they know?
Don't know.
Like, we know that the customer service, whoever answers the emails, knows something's wrong with
I've
tops.
seen that one a few times.
Yeah, he's like, that keeps coming in every day.
He also
so
gets a lot of stuff in every day. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
That keeps coming in, but the biggest problem is people are still looking for Inception.
Or whatever it is.
They won't stop hassling me, and you know. So that's like a smaller one to the side, you know.
Yeah.
To the
But, like, so that may never make its way up
the ladder.
Like, the question is, if I went up to a senior executive in tops and said, you know, this is happening, I would like to know, did they know it was happening?
And bear in mind, this so far we've been very speculative. We haven't actually brought the facts.
We haven't presented any physical evidence.
But that is coming.
That is coming. So what's missing here is we don't know if tops knew anything. And the other thing that we don't know, if they're involved or anything like that, we haven't heard any official statement from tops.
You can't imagine it would be smart business practice to be involved, considering what their business model is.
No. It's very unlikely that they're ever going to admit they were involved, first of all.
But I just think it's so sloppily done that you'd want to be really, really stupid.
Yes.
If you were involved at a company and systematic level.
I think when I look at tops, I look at all the stuff that's gone on, whether it be the Mudrick Capital thing that didn't work out, or the acquisition by Fanatics and all that stuff, like, and the amount of boxes they're printing. I don't think that Tops Europe are risking it all for a few Manuel Neuer parallels.
Neither do I yet. We're seeing something going on.
So we'd like...
Would the postman risk it all?
I don't know what
Who would risk it all?
Who would risk it? Who has the least to lose?
Someone stupid.
Who has the least to lose? That's it. It's the desperate people that are driven to these acts of madness.
You don't have benefits, so you're trying to...
Who's the worst paid on the distribution network?
In the distribution channel.
There you go.
That'll get you halfway there, maybe.
That'll get you halfway there. It's always...
What if they're a kleptomaniac? What if they're actually very well off?
Could be an independently wealthy kleptomaniac.
Yeah, they just want to get away with it.
That'd be great.
To get away. That'd be brilliant.
I'd love that. But why? Why'd you do it?
Because I knew I could.
I knew I could. Yeah. Because I'm the executive vice president for logistics at Tops.
And I'd have gone away with it too, but it's just so difficult to sell 99 of the 99 parallels.
Nobody wants the Bundesliga cards. That's what got me in the end. Right, so the question is then, where are all these cards turning up? We've said that we know the cards are turning up in the hands, but how do we know that?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we know that because there is one account, one online presence that shows us exactly the proof hiding in plain sight what we're speculating.
In a poorly managed Instagram account.
Yeah. Now, before we name this person, we're not going to actually name their real name. We don't know. And even if we did, we wouldn't just say it. That would be maybe libel or slander or something. But before we name this person...
No, the one thing we know about this person, I would say, we know that they're getting a lot of Tops now parallels. A lot is an understatement.
That's all we know. Yeah.
Potentially all of them.
Yeah.
Right? Potentially all of them.
Yeah.
Or potentially 80% of them, say.
A crazy amount.
A crazy amount of one of ones, and etc.
Yeah.
So we know that for a fact. They're getting that. That's facts, right?
We know that for a fact.
What we don't know for a fact is, did they get it via foul play?
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Right? Like if there is an issue with the Tops' collation process, then say for example, I'm that person in this scenario. I just order Tops now. They give me loads of parallels. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. Is it fair for the pitchforks to come at me when all I've done is buy it?
Exactly.
That's why we're trying to be hesitant here.
We want to say that
not, but it could just be a Joe So that just buys the Tops nows and just their process is messed up, so he gets all the parallels.
This is not us saying, look at this person,
attack this person.
This is just us saying, for example, look at this person.
Yeah. Does
this strike you at all as strange?
Is this not a little bit questionable?
Yeah. So I want to just find if I can see the first picture. Do you know the picture I'm talking about? All the parallels.
Yeah, I think it's in the DMs.
Oh, okay.
I think it's on Twitter as well. Maybe the DMs is a link to the tweet.
Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. I have it here. So, here we go.
There's a few important things here.
So there you go. How about we start here?
Can you zoom it in, or I mean, I'm sure that's big on the screen. Yeah,
I can zoom it in. No, I can't.
Back to normal. That's
fine. So you can see there's a.
Can I just point out one thing there?
Yeah.
Like obviously, look, we're seeing 2 Haalands, we're seeing 2 Gareth Bales. The important thing, and the 101 Luis Diaz, the 2 Manuel Neuers, whatever. I think the one, the top left, just to the left of the Haalands, there's also 2 of the same, maybe.
Yeah.
Or similar.
Looks like a 1 of 10 and a 1 of 99.
Okay, for me, the thing here that's all like this is a substantial amount of parallels. First of all, but the top 2 rows, except for the Drogba Pearl, top 2 rows, those are all from the exact same release of Tops Now. That's when Real Madrid won the Champions League.
Yeah. So that's the same week.
To get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 parallels from that 1 week.
Yeah.
Is a bit mad.
So that's again
101. Those were the
Lost
same.
Rookie.
Yeah, Lost Rookie. You could order base, get a parallel. He got to 101. 101
Lost
Gareth
Rookie,
Bale.
101.
Add that to the 101 Luis Diaz as well.
There's from when Rangers won the league. That's the team lifting the trophy, and Steven Gerrard with the.
And they're both 1 of 1s.
And they've both been graded by MGC,
which is interesting as well.
Yeah, it's also a bit of an insult to the achievement of Steven Gerrard winning the league with Rangers that he got graded by MGC.
That is true.
So these are all from the same account on Instagram, right?
And it's also seems. Can I just say it also seems to be a person who's very interested in all types of soccer.
Completely.
He's not like, I'm actually a Rangers fan, I'm a Real Madrid fan. This
no.
Is like, I actually just buy all of them.
Yeah.
Which is a bit
100%.
Interesting.
So Panenka Cards very kindly put these together, and what I wanted to do first of all was to verify what Instagram account they're from. So I went and had a look at the Instagram account that they're from.
Yeah.
And it's let me see if I can find it here. It's this one. Right?
The very first post on this Instagram account that we see is a 1 of 1 Tops Now Max Verstappen winning his first sprint race.
But I believe
the F1 as well, as his logo suggests.
If you go back to say May 2022, which is when Real Madrid won the Champions League, you won't find those parallels from this tweet.
Okay, yeah, so
and according to
initial Instagram posts that were there,
yeah,
don't appear to be there anymore.
Yeah, so because what we know is that when Panenka Cards took it upon himself to inquire, and again, this is not us saying that JK Cards has done anything wrong.
Yeah.
Panenka Cards said, that seems a bit strange. I'm going to go.
Just ask him.
Yeah, now we haven't seen copies of that message. We don't know if it was like, listen, I'm going to, whatever. I don't think it was. But a lot of those photos magically got deleted once it appeared.
And can we say we can also verify it's the same person based on he has this speckly background and all.
Yeah, it's the exact same photo.
It's the same. Yeah, same individual.
Yeah. Then we were looking at the eBay situation, and a lot of these accounts, a lot of these parallels were being sold through the same eBay. And this eBay had the name Patrick on it.
Patrick-6032.
Right, and we said, well, that's weird, because Patrick starts with a P, not a J or a K. So, be awful strange.
JK kind of sounds like a duo. That could be very interesting.
Could be.
J and K Cards.
Yeah, J and K Cards. Interesting. So we decided to try and do some work at this and see if the eBay was maybe run by the same people that ran the Instagram account.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out, was there one person with a lot of parallels, or was there a systematic problem where lots of people got a lot of parallels?
Yes.
Was this Instagram account one example, and was this eBay account another example, or were they one and the same? Because
to me, if it's a case of the same people, the same number of people, like, say it's 15 people, for instance, the same 15 people every week they order a parallel, they get a parallel, or they order a card, they get a parallel. That would imply to me that the system, like the electronic system that manages it, is just wrong, and it just keeps printing the same list over and over again. If it's not that, if it just seems to be one particular concentration of parallels, then that implies something more sinister.
I would agree.
Okay. So Enzo did some photo matching.
Yeah, I had fun here.
Now, one of the most ironic things about this whole thing, Enzo,
yeah,
is that
To steal parallels
is
a different game.
because they're all serial numbered.
They're all serial numbered. They're all trackable.
It's like you're like, you know.
That's not what you steal.
I can't even.
That's the beauty.
That's the beauty of it. It's just such irony that what will now be the downfall of this scheme
Was the fact that it was parallel.
was the fact that it was parallels.
Oh, I agree.
So let's start with this one. You'll see here.
Can I just build this one up first?
Yeah, go ahead.
This card was not seen for maybe a year. Right. So this is a card. This was one of the most famous soccer card tops nows ever.
Mm-hmm.
I would call that one of the most famous soccer cards, period.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most graded soccer cards ever.
Mm-hmm.
Young Yusufu Mokoku, who we had heard so much rumblings about before his debut,
Yep.
was touted to make his debut the minute he turned 16.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He turned 16 and they subbed him on. He got his game. A lot of people were watching it. This was a card where people were telling their plumbers, listen, this kid, buy 20 of these tops now. This is going to be, this kid's going to do stuff. And we had a whole podcast and no one has seen this guy play. Stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And this tops now came out. I think I bought 40 of them. This tops now came out to 44,000 print run, the biggest of a soccer tops now ever at that stage.
Yeah.
And within it, I think it was the very first time they did the parallel chase for soccer tops now, I believe, as well.
Right.
So not only was it already so much hype, they also said this is the first time we're going to do this because we really think we can get that up, and they did. And there was black of 5s, which we're seeing on the screen, and there was gold of 10s.
Mm-hmm.
For just about 12 months, not one of these parallels showed up anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere. And everyone was looking.
Yeah.
And they did not show up anywhere. 44,000 print run. This eBay account, as we're going to dig into, doesn't just have one of them. That's all I'll say.
Right.
We did some photo matching.
So this is on the...
Also graded by MGC, which is very
strange.
I'm not keeping them out of the culprit thing either. Now, to be honest, that's more of a stretch.
Yeah.
But if I'm a new up-and-coming grading company,
yeah,
I know people are searching for that card. I'm going to be like, if you put it in my slab, people are going to be...
Are you saying that perhaps MGC
could have involvement at some point of it, or like?
Well, even beyond that, even if they didn't have involvement, it may have struck. We haven't asked MGC. We could ask MGC.
Oh, that should have raised alarm bells.
They might say, why does this same account, MGC account, keep submitting 10 parallels every 2 weeks?
Yeah.
No, it's not MGC's job to police what's going on.
No, but
out
I'm
there.
sure someone in MGC might have actually raised an eyebrow to even the Mukokus. Like, if you know anything about soccer, if I was, someone showed me 3 of that Mukoku parallel, I'd have been like, holy, whoa. I never even seen one of these. I was looking for a year.
Yeah.
So, that at the very least, MGC, someone, they might have just raised an eyebrow. They might have said, oh, don't care.
Yeah.
But that's definitely, I would agree with that. There's this one account that seems to always have parallels that they're sending to us.
And it may be that a new grading company is, we know what it's like to start a company. Like, they may have just been, like, delighted to be getting them in.
Yeah, didn't care. Didn't question it.
Didn't question it. Just let's go. We're trying to learn how to grade cards.
That is interesting, though. There's a lot of information in that grading transaction, I would say.
Maybe if you sent this to PSA, they would say, what's going on here?
No, I think they're so busy they don't care.
They do the same.
Maybe not. To be fair, the MGC are probably really, really busy.
Yeah.
But, like, if I was working at, like, if I was in that chain and I seen that, because someone has to make the label. And if I'm making the label, and, like, obviously, if you're not knowledgeable on it, you're just making a label.
Yeah.
But if the person making the label was knowledgeable as well, that would definitely raise alarm bells.
It would be interesting to know. One of the things we didn't have time to do was to ask MGC
for a statement.
But we may send them an email.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like, I'm not trying
to say they're
not
involved.
accusing them
I'm
of anything,
saying,
but just, hey, we've noticed this. Do you care to comment? What are we doing like journalism for now? Like, we never did 100 episodes. We never did one piece of journalism.
This 101 is something different. I also went further again. This Mukoku and all the Mukokus that this account has from this specific, the very first tops now, parallels, are all the German version.
Okay.
And this is an account based, obviously, in the UK.
Yeah.
Now, if you buy off the German site in the UK, you're going to deal with customs. But at the same time, something that I even said at the time, if you buy the German version, it's probably going to be a rarer version of it. But it's interesting to see all of them are German. It's interesting to think, did he order off the German site? Or if there is a link, they could still just be like, there you go.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, if we're talking about likelihood, the likelihood gets less when you think this UK account decided to order from Germany. Like, it can happen. I ordered from Germany, so it can happen. But we're talking likelihood. It adds an extra layer of unlikeliness.
Unless the UK orders, unless the German orders that are going to the UK are distributed through the same channels as the UK orders that are going to the UK, in which case they may hit a lot of the same points on the chain.
Yeah.
So the chain, like...
Because you order off the German side doesn't mean you're safe from this.
And no, it's not like it goes all the way around to you over here, and it's like it basically probably just goes to wherever the UK warehouse is, and they ship from there.
Can I say the amount of German ones versus the amount of English ones that were bought was such a substantial difference?
Yeah.
And I ordered 40 German ones, so I'm actually really sad, because if all the parallels just happened to be German, or at least some of them were, then I probably had a decent chance at a parallel.
Yeah.
That makes me very sad.
You're a victim.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm a victim. I played my cards almost perfectly.
Yeah.
But I didn't account for...
malfeasance.
Oh my god. A word I don't know. That's when you know. But yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, this card... Again, back to the beauty of parallels.
Yeah.
This card that's listed on eBay as 1 of 5 is also listed on the exact same Instagram account before it was graded.
JK Cards UK.
Now, the JK cards in the UK sell to another UK person who subsequently graded with MGC? Maybe.
That's perfectly likely. JK Cards UK got this
1 of 5.
1 of 5.
Posted it on his IG. On the 20... Look, there's a date on the card because it's tops down. There's a date when he posted it. Can we look at that different?
Yeah. The date on the card seems to be the 21st of November 2020, and it was posted raw on the 26th of October 2021, so a year later.
That to me is one of the biggest. That's a huge... Like, that needs...
You need to talk about that.
That everyone was looking for that card. 11 months later, someone has it raw, and they decide to post a photo of it, and they've had an Instagram account for a long time. Like, they haven't just created Instagram. What is that?
Yeah. Well, it also could mean that it may be that in that all that time between the original owner getting it, they may have taken that photo when they got it, sold it, and the new owner sent it to grading. A lot can happen in a year.
No, but why did that photo not show up earlier? Just they didn't want to post it.
That's the question.
No mess with that.
Yeah, it raises more questions than it does answers.
I think that is the very first instance of that Mukoku parallel of any... The first tops now, any parallel. I think that is the very first instance of anyone seeing one ever.
Right.
21st of October, the following year.
Okay.
11 months later.
So, look, this doesn't prove anything. It's just,
No, it's interesting. We're just stockpiling the facts.
Yeah. So is this Instagram and Twitter, Instagram and eBay account linked, or did he just sell it to someone else in the UK? Yeah.
We don't know. Remains to be seen. I think the eBay doesn't have the same background, doesn't it? Not. It's like different.
No, wooden eBay.
Wooden eBay, right? Versus the kind of weird marbly vibe of the these. Okay, but that's still, we matched the serial number. At least we know that there's been some connection between these two.
Yeah.
Whether it was just a transaction or whether it was something else.
Now let's look at another Instagram
So I went digging more.
or another eBay listing. This is
a beautiful Jude Bellingham. Graded with MGC again.
Another German.
German as well.
Another German parallel.
Okay, that's interesting.
17.99 Jude Bellingham, match winner.
First home goal.
First home goal. I'm not going to speak German.
It's interesting that they made the slab in English, even though the card is German.
Yeah, also comes out from MGC and in a 10. And it's 17 of 99.
Okay.
Currently listed on eBay. Right. Now we go back to the Instagram account. JK Cards UK, 17 of 99. Raw.
Maybe he did a deal, the Mukoku and the two Borussia Dortmund players together.
Yeah.
Could have done the deal. When was that photo taken? December?
This photo was posted on December 13, 2021. And the parallel is the 27th of August, maybe 2021. I think that's what it says.
Okay. Not too bad, a bit weird, but not too
so
bad.
That's closer to order it, get it, take a photo, post it.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be a year-long delay on this one.
Yeah. It's nice to see that he does post within a few months versus a year.
Okay, so that's
2 photo match. Graded.
Hey, it can happen to anyone.
No, of course. That could be one transaction. That could have been 2 Dortmund players, 2 high-end parallels, whatever.
Exactly.
That's fine.
So then we go to these and we see these Manuel Neuers.
Interesting.
And these Manuel Neuers are 2 of 10 and 3 of 10 of the same.
There's another one as well.
There's another one as well.
Yeah, there's a 4 of 10.
And this is from January 2021.
Okay.
So this may even be the same week as those Lewandowski's from Panenka cards. That same period, January 2021.
Are they German? Yeah.
Again, in German. So, yeah.
It's the UK seller.
UK seller, UK eBay. So then we go back to the Instagram.
Can you find the 4 of...
Can I find it?
Oh, no, it's not.
It's not. Oh, there it is. 4 of 10.
It's not. No, it's right there.
There it is. So you got a 4 of 10. You got a 3 of 10 and a 2 of 10.
That's a lot.
So then we go looking
on the Instagram.
On the Instagram, we find a 1 of 10.
So there's a 1, 2, 3, and 4 of 10 of the same card. These accounts that could be linked.
Now,
seem to be linked.
There, of course, is the possibility that this person went and said, I'm going to collect all of the of 10s of this one Manuel Neuer card.
Fine.
I would consider that, being as involved in the soccer hobby as I am, to be unlikely.
And sequential.
And very difficult.
Yeah.
Almost, I would say, impossible.
No, it would be, I mean, of 10, like, to own 3 of an of 10 of any card is not easy.
Yeah.
And to own 4, potentially, if these are linked accounts.
Yeah.
But we don't know that they're linked.
So yet. It's up to the listener to decide.
The jury.
Whether you think it's
a bit suspicious.
Not for us to say.
So we've seen 2 exact number matches, and then we've seen 3 of 10s, and then the Instagram having the 1 of 10.
What appears to be a sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we look at this, which is 52 of 99.
A beautiful performance. One of Mbappe's kind of height moments when he scored a hat-trick against Barcelona.
Yeah.
When Messi was still there, it was a big
right.
game.
And then on the same eBay...
That's 52 of 99.
52 of 99. Same eBay. That's raw. Same eBay. You got a MGC 10.
54.
54 of 99.
So it was 52 and 54.
52, 54.
Okay.
So...
And bear in mind, all of the eBay examples we've used are all the one account.
All one account on eBay.
Yeah. There's like... The guy with the Neuers has the Mbappe's, has the Bellingham, has the...
So they all are on the same eBay account.
And they're all kind of also being seen on the same Instagram account, all the same different parallels.
So we got 52 of 99. We got a 54 of 99.
Okay.
Go to eBay, or go to Instagram. Oh my God, what happened? We see a 51.
So we have 51, 52, and 54.
Yes.
So sequential again.
We have no 53, but we have either side of 53, and we have a 51.
Yeah.
So there are basically some questions. This is all pretty much consistent with the initial images we got here, which looks like sequential parallels of various...
And a lot of one-on-ones.
A lot of one-on-ones. So what does all that tell us?
And there's more on the Instagram as well in terms of one-on-ones.
There's more on the Instagram. There's more on the eBay.
We could have matched more cards.
We could have matched more cards, but we don't have all day.
We do not have all day.
So
they have the one-on-one Mason Greenwood up. Oh, that's from a different. Doesn't matter.
What we expect.
Wait, we didn't show. Can you show the Mukokus?
Oh, can I show the Mukokus?
Yeah, because there's we obviously matched the Mukokus, fair enough, but there's also.
Oh my God, what's happening here? Oh my God. Excuse me. By the way, 100% positive feedback and 692 feedback. That's not easy to do.
That's someone that is moving through a lot of product.
And who seems
doing a good job. Seems to understand shipping. No, it's true.
There's the Mukokus.
Right, no, that's really... You can't just say that so nonchalantly.
There's the Mukokus.
There they are.
There you go.
These are some of the rarest soccer cards maybe in existence. Certainly at the time when they were made, they were probably the most sought after. Not so much anymore, but we have an of 10, 4 of 10, a 1 of 5, a 2 of 10. Ignore that one. I know that's also, but still, there we go.
That's a 6 of 10 of that one that was up here, which is...
Yeah, but he has more of the main one.
Oh, he does?
Oh, there
you go.
6 of 10.
6 of 10.
That, like, ignore collecting the sequence of the Neuers.
Yeah.
These Mukoku cards to have, I think all in all, there's 5 or 6 of them.
Right.
Of the 15 out of the 44,000. We're talking 5 or 6 that have never been seen anywhere else. Again, the assumption is like if you have all 10 of the Mukokus, you can't list all 10, right?
Right.
Like I'm not saying he has 6. He has 4 of the of 10s and 2 of the of 5s. I'm saying no. He has 10 of the of 10s, 5 of the of 5s. He's just not listing them all at the same time. Now he's a bit stupid to list 3 or 4 at the same time. That's stupid. But they're in different grades or whatever, raw versus not grade or whatever. All about MGC again, which is ridiculous. But that is probably one of the biggest on screen right now. One of the biggest. If every other piece of information didn't exist, if you did the statistical anything of this, it's one of the craziest things.
Yeah, it's
ever
beyond improbable.
It's the reason I'm never going to buy a Tops Now, Project 22, any of that ever again. That by itself deserves a statement.
Yes.
For what it is. There was a lot of talk about 44,000 when it happened. Everyone was buzzing. Everyone knows that card. Yeah. And those parallels never showed up.
This is an iconic card.
Literally.
And if we were to go through everyone that ordered some of those 44,000 Makokus with the parallel chase, that's an awful lot of chargebacks.
That's a lot of money.
On cards.
At the time, how many people... I think that number would have been halved. Like, there was so much hype anyway at the time, but if there was no parallel chase, that number wouldn't have been 44,000.
Yep.
So in that case, if you go back to the what's happening, what's not happening, if they knew about it, if they knew these 15 are going to John or going to Mark down the road or going to whatever, then that's like, if they knew about it and if it's systematic, and there's a systematic error or there's systematic robbing or whatever, there's systematic something going on.
Something going on. Yeah, so what this shows us is conclusively, we believe conclusively, that whatever is happening is not random, and at some point in the process, whether it be, at Tops, outside of Tops, in the post office, in the printers, in the the distribution center, in the warehouse, in wherever it is, at some point in the chain, there's a rotten egg sitting there, systematically directing parallels to, certain people. So the questions are, who's doing it? What are Tops going to do about it? How long has it been going on? And did they know about it? When did they know about it?
But we've seen some examples of people having 56 of all 99.
Yeah.
Did we show that yet? Or
I don't think we have. We can't show that.
We can't show it?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Can't show it. We've yeah.
The investigation is still ongoing.
Yeah,
we're talking about it, but there's still a few bits to get.
And I mean, even like, I can't say who I was talking to. I was talking to somebody about Project 22 and parallels landing with Project 22. And you had a couple of sellers who had 2 parallels of their bundle. And who knows how many bundles they or whatever it is, right? But 2 parallels, different players from the same week. And this person was saying to me, how likely is that? And the problem is that for me,
it's not even about how likely it is.
That's not any. That's in the this world, in the before times, I would kind of just go, listen, happens. How many cards on demand do Tops print? How many parallels? Like, it just happens. But the new world that we're in, everything now is under suspicion. Yeah. And
it's like the autographs.
It's like the autographs, but it's
worse than that.
It's worse than the autographs because it's completely under the control of Tops.
Yeah. There's not a player.
There's no
get their brother to do stuff. This is fully in-house.
It's fully in-house. So, for me, I'm just looking at some of this stuff and all of the cards that have ended up in such a fixed set of hands. But for me now, Tops need to come out and say something.
Oh yeah.
And it needs to be from someone with a name who can sign a statement. It needs to be that high up.
No, it's like,
do you know?
I would never buy a print on demand again, like card with a parallel chase, unless you like the card, like unless you just want the card. But if
I think as long as what I would ask people to do is, as long as this is unresolved by Tops, unaddressed by Tops. I mean, resolved is one thing. We're gonna get to resolution, but it has to be addressed first. It has to be acknowledged first, and people's anger has to be acknowledged. It's not good enough to come out, as you were saying to me off the air, It's not good enough to come out and say, "Oh, it's a few parallel cards. Like, don't get so angry." You're a card company.
That's your whole thing.
That's your whole thing.
No, like it's like I bought 300 Amadialos. I think there was only 10.
That's your own fault.
No, that's not. Believe me, what's happening here and what you did there, completely not the same thing. No, but I bought 300 and like I bought 300 because I thought I'd actually profit on the 300.
Yeah.
And I had a chance of a parallel, which would be an absolute bonus. But like, if there wasn't a parallel chase, I wouldn't gone that far.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like. It's an incentive to buy tops now.
Yeah.
But if that incentive was never truly there, that's where the outrage and that's where the anger is. It's like how you can't say we have a Topps Chrome here. You can't say one autograph per box and you open it and there's no autograph because Jimmy down the road has them.
Yes. It's
like you can't just be like, oh well.
This needs to be addressed, and it kind of goes above and beyond. Like what we don't need to. Here's what we don't need to hear from Topps. What we don't need to hear from Topps is, well, is we're never guaranteed anything. Shut up. What this requires
or
is
like we have a process of giving people that if you're not happy with that process, we don't know, but we have we know, but it's like you can't say you can say that if you're just giving it to like influencers and you're kind of market whatever, and it's still terrible. But when 6 of the 15 McCogan parallels are in the hand of some bloke that's selling t-shirts as well on his some English fella that's just 40 odd, and he's just selling, now I'm taking attacks at his personal character, he's just selling his jumpers and his jeans, and he's like, oh, but I also have thousands of parallels that no one else gets to have. Yeah,
which apparently no one else gets to have because these were not available on the open market.
Ever.
Just,
those ones piss me off so much. There's my curse for the day.
So everyone gets one.
But in terms of resolution, Jason, like this is like what we think's going on, what we know is going on, the facts, but like now it's kind of like what. So what do you do from here?
What I would like to hear from Topps, as I say, is
I don't know why the card industry is so dodgy.
A proactive approach. I don't want this.
We've heard some rumors about this, and we are investigating. It's
time for the company, and this will be a really good example to set across the industry because we've seen some
could get a feather in their cap if they
took this on, and like they need to come out and say, not only have we seen everything yous have said, we've done our own investigation. We obviously can't share the exact details of it, but rest assured, we've done this, and this, and it will never happen again. While we sort this out, this is I cannot stress how crucial this is and how much this would work on me, even if it wasn't true, how much this would work on me. And that's like, I'm now just giving marketing advice to Topps.
Listen.
If you said we are suspending all print on demand products for the next 6 weeks while we rectify what's going on here. If we need to extend that suspension further, we will. But for the next 6 weeks, please don't expect any Topps Now, Project 22, or anything else, because we have
a problem on our hands.
On our hands, and like we have had a skunk in here running around, and the whole place needs to be fumigated.
I would honestly say, like, you see them doing like the Topps truck tour on Twitter, and they have people set up on YouTube that are opening hobby boxes and trying to talk about it and whatever. They're trying to do social media essentially. They're trying to market. Why not turn the parallel thing into marketing? Give it to the marketing team. Guess what? We have 10 parallels. We have 1,000 orders. We're gonna do a live draw of everyone's order number. Guess what? You're that'll be a lot of work. You're whatever figure company, like, you can do it.
Yeah. Billion dollar company.
Yeah, why not turn it into a community thing where it's fully transparent? It's actually, again, does that cross the line of lottery and da-da-da? I don't know. But why not? Like, I don't know, just
I think what it needs to be, as I say, like, I think it needs to be something that is either what you said, which is going to cost money to do, or what I said, which is going to lose money. You're either gonna have to spend more.
When Dortmund play a 15-year-old, they'll be crying.
Yeah. Like, what we need to see now is that Topps are prepared to suffer with the community here.
Oh yeah, anytime something goes wrong, it's kind of just like,
yeah.
Oh well.
What I think we need to see is either a commitment of more resources towards this to make sure it's done better, or a kind of self-sacrifice from Topps, because the community has been. And by the way, if you're still, we stopped buying Topps Nows a long time ago. If you're still buying Topps Nows, you are doing so because you are in the hobby. These are not, like, this is not people that are going to Walmart or you know, or whatever. We're going to see Merlin blasters in
Oh,
game. These are not people going wiping stuff off the shelves and saying, "I'm going to make loads of money off this." This is like people who
like Rangers are after winning a trophy, and I love it. I'm delighted. If I got a 1-on-1 of Gerrard with the trophy, I'd cry. And I'll buy a few.
Yeah, it's like how hard have we all worked, and this is true of people within the companies as well. How hard have we all worked to get the hobby to this point in Europe?
Can I say?
Yeah.
There's so much work trying to be done and expanding the hobby and getting more people into the hobby.
Yeah.
And there needs to be a focus on retention of the people that are here already.
Yeah.
Because we are losing people, and there's people, and like something like this. If I was living off Tops Now, like Tops Now was the only thing I liked, my bread and butter. I can't afford a hobby box, but when my team plays and I buy that, to just kind of just be cheated. You never really expect a parallel, but to be cheated out of it fully, which is what that is, whether it's intentional or not.
I know.
It's like, I don't want to even, like, people are saying I don't want to give you any money. Like, and that's the thing, that consumer satisfaction and retention of people in the hobby should be as almost as equal as you're trying to get more people in.
And this is not like, I would say what needs to happen is we need to like stop the bleeding here. Because, and I say this, by the way, with somebody who has a hobby shop.
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of thing that if it's allowed to spread,
it just gets worse.
And this is me like speaking selfishly. If this is allowed to spread, this will spread beyond Tops Now. This will spread into a kind of huge like wildfire of mistrust within the hobby.
Yeah.
And confidence will drop and people will be gone. And we just did 100 episodes of a podcast. We've all spent so much time and effort building this. Don't let a rogue postman or a rogue printer or a rogue executives or a rogue whatever
or a rogue policy
or a rogue policy ruin it.
Undermine everything.
Yeah.
If this scandal can't be addressed and dealt with, how can we trust what's in a hobby box? How can we trust the 1-on-1 Mbappe from PSG Chrome? Does someone have that and they know they have it?
Yeah.
How can we trust any of it? That's it. It becomes systematic mistrust.
Yeah.
If this can go on, if everything we've just presented,
and you know what, like,
can just be like,
because what you just said, I just heard like through the point of view of imagining if I'm Tops or if I'm Panini, because they're going to be affected by this kind of stuff too if it spreads. And I'm, and what I'm thinking is I'm going, well, hang on a second, that has nothing to do with this. And the point is, it doesn't matter because emotionally it does.
Yeah.
You may be able to say to me, well, actually, the hobby boxes are done in a very different way. They're actually handling a whole lot. That doesn't matter because people get emotional about stuff. It trumps logic.
Yeah.
No one wants
to. You saying I got emotional and it trumped my logic?
What I'm saying is, no one wants to be sat down at this point and mansplain to exactly why we're all overreacting. Do not tell in the PR reaction to this. Do not tell us we're overreacting.
That's the thing. Like, if Tops didn't know about it, at this point it's impossible for them not to. But if they didn't know about it, this should be something that drops their jaw to the floor. Yeah. And to be honest, in my soul, I don't think that's what's going to happen.
No, but like, to be honest, just do it. Like, no, even if it doesn't drop you, like,
pretend it does.
Pretend it does. What? There's something going on with the Tops Now parallels. Oh, we'll have to look into this immediately.
This will never happen again.
This will never happen again. Oh, we're so sorry, lads. And then when you're walking away, you cover the microphone, you're walking away from the press conference, and this fella goes to you, did we not know about that 6 months ago? Yeah, just shut up.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. Like, you have to now...
Just fix it.
Just fix it.
Well, do you not think, like, people just on a boycott would help? Oh,
no. Just for the listener, Enzo made it...
Yeah. Can I say you're 100% not going to cut?
No, I will. I have to. I can't actually, in good faith, publish that.
Don't tell this one. Let's just continue.
Yeah. So, what we need to
Italian.
We need to see is just solutions, positive change, and we need to not buy any more print-on-demand products with parallel chase until this is done. Because maybe...
Can I say there is a difference between print-on-demand boxes and this print-on-demand cards?
Exactly, yeah.
That's what I mean.
Like these, buy a card, maybe you get a parallel. Buying them has to stop until... And I mean, to let this come to a head in the middle of Project 22, where you've got artists that have never even done... that are producing whatever you think about Project 22 and the pricing and the this and the that and the but it doesn't matter. Artists that are boosting the profile. Like I've seen some artists that aren't even involved in the hobby that are doing this. That are posting it on their Instagrams. That are like getting a bit of hype around it.
No, they look amazing.
And they look great. Let's get this sorted as quickly as possible.
You owe it to them.
And get back on track. You owe it to them.
Like I'm here, I'm on it, and I'm the Paolo Maldini one by Raffaele Rolla.
Yeah.
And I click on it, and the image changes to the 101, and I'm looking at it going, I don't have a chance of that.
Yeah, exactly. So, we hope that was in some way clear.
Yeah, hopefully it wasn't. We tried to. I think we in past, Jason, we would have come on and said this is effing crazy.
Yeah.
We'd be going. I think that was more
measured. Yeah.
Is that what we're like on episode 101 on the new Thursday show? Measured.
Yeah. It's the new reality. It's the new world we're living in.
I don't love it. Hopefully it can get resolved though. Genuinely, like that's not good for anyone in the hobby.
Hopefully,
a lot of the work that's been done, as you said, gets undermined by something like that. And I think in the card industry, I think people can get greedy sometimes.
So, if you have experiences around this stuff, if you have thoughts around this stuff, if you have information which you believe may be pertinent to the investigation, submit it to us.
You can submit it anonymously if you want.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Like, if you can DM us, email us, talkcardsunited@gmail.com, whatever.
Fundamentally though, Jason, the people that are directing, if it's purposely done, stupid or not stupid.
If it's purposely done, stupid, yeah,
very stupid. The Mukokas, I don't understand. Like, what prompted the 1 year gap? That's like I'm trying to understand. Were they just waiting on them to pop off? Because if one of them parallels came out the week of, the week after, it would probably be a hobby folklore joke about how much money it went for.
Yes, probably.
So stupid, isn't it? Overall.
Yeah, and again, we've mentioned an eBay account, an Instagram account. We have no proof of any wrongdoing by them.
No, that's important. You can be outraged, but I wouldn't be outraged at that account.
No, don't start tagging them in Instagram stories and being like
scumbag.
This scumbag. Like it may be, as I said,
they could literally just order them, and because there's a fault somewhere in the system, they're just getting all the parallels. And,
yes.
And if that happens every time they order, they're probably ordering every single time. And,
yes, and
you never know.
And you would as well.
Yeah.
Like if you said, I think I have like a magic power where I just magnetize parallels to me.
I'm a very lucky person.
So we're not saying that
there's no proof that individual, like the proof what's happening is wrong.
Yeah.
We don't know that individual is the one doing it or has a friend that's doing it for them or whatever.
We don't know anything.
But it's just still factual that there's a huge problem.
Yeah. So, right. So that's it. We'll see you on Monday.
Hope that didn't ruin your hobby week.
Yes, but have a good weekend, everyone. We'll have more reaction to this story as it develops on Monday's episode 102 of Stock Cards United.
Look at how we go.
Have a good weekend.